Hello and welcome. I am Scrapperlock, and this is AO Tennis 2 Career Mode. We are with fictional character Anabella Mancinelli, who is in her first official ranked tournament. She has played two tournaments in the past, both exhibitions, won a series of one-set matches. She lost in the third and final round in a 7-6 tiebreak, and then she played a best-of-5 set three-round grass tournament, Nets for Vets, and I didn't manage to successfully record the third and final match of that tournament. She actually won that one in 4 sets, 7-6 in the final or something like that. We're now in the second of 5 rounds, I believe, because this will be quarterfinals and then semis and final. The third round is the quarters. If you see that Simon is listed in the quarterfinals and also in the third round, so that's the quarterfinal. So we're in the round of 16, I guess, here. If we get to us, here we go. Mancinelli is playing Beckert from, I think, Germany. And this will be deciding who gets in the quarterfinal. We won our first round match pretty handily over British a British tennis player Friedman 6-1-6 love. And Anabella is pretty good overall. Her forehand and backhand are actually significantly better than Abigail Beckert's. Her serve is a little worse. She's got worse power. Her stamina is close, and her speed is the same. So these two should be pretty well matched. And we are in our pink outfit for this tournament, and Abigail Beckert will just use her default. She's a random player anyway, I think. I don't believe that these are named players because they're probably mostly either not applicable rank or somewhere around 1,000 or 500 ranked, 500th rank in the world. And so anyway, we are now in our first actual tournament. That's an actual real non-exhibition professional tournament. We won our very first match. So that's pretty good. And now we're going to see if we can get further in the tournament. It's quite possible we won't win this tournament, and that's perfectly okay. After all, it's very rare that a player enters the Pro Tour and on their very, very first tournament wins the tournament. It happens, but it's pretty unusual. Even Boris Becker, when he won Wimbledon unseeded, it was not his first tournament, right? When Tracy Austin won the U.S. Open at 16 and a half or something, it wasn't her first ever tournament. She'd been playing since she was 14 or 15. So we're now in the second round, and we'll see who wins the toss. Becker chose heads. And we're going to serve. And so this is hard court, and what I'm doing on grass was 100% serve and volley. On clay, I stay back more. On hard court, I kind of 50-50. So I'm not going to go up in every point. But I always like to start the match with a nice serve and volley and establish to the other player that you will be dealing with me at the net. The one thing I do want to point out for anybody who doesn't know how AO Tennis works, we have both attributes and skills. Attributes can be leveled up just... Oops, she got me there. Can be leveled up just from gaining XP. Skills cost money to increase, so we can't increase skills until we actually win some tournaments and earn some money, but we can increase attributes, which we have done. That's why her speed is 51 instead of the 30 that it starts with. But the way this works, whatever XP you gain, whatever money you may have, you're not able... I'm 40-15 and she has a higher chance to win than I do. That's really weird. You can't actually apply any of that or change the outfit or anything during a tournament. You can only... because you have to get into the My Player part of the menu, and it's simply not possible to get into that menu when you're in the tournament. All you can do is see the brackets. You can either play the match or simulate the match and do that until the tournament ends. There's no way out of it. It's actually one of my annoyances with this game. I don't see any reason why I shouldn't be allowed to go in and change like the hairstyle of the character during a tournament. You know, you just decide not to braid your hair one day and put it in a ponytail or something instead, or even get a haircut. You could do that during a tournament after all. So Mancinelli's up 1-0, which is good. So far, we're doing pretty well. I came in served and volleyed a little more than I probably ought to have on that last first game, just because I was talking. And we went out with that. I've been doing that a little too much, steering it long. I got to keep it more inside the lines. Sort of be comfortably inside the line like that, so that if it goes wide, it doesn't. If it goes wide of where I aimed, it doesn't go wide of the line, right? If it goes a foot outside of where I aimed it, we want it to still be in, right? Well, that was a. I don't know why she didn't get that. She seemed like she was close. 15-40, it's already double break point at this early stage in the match. And again, the nice thing about coming in, it wasn't a great volley, right? It just, you're going to see it, it just kind of thunked in. Almost looked like it was a bit of a mishit that I can't see from that angle whether it was. But because you're up there, the ball comes back so fast that the other player just doesn't have time to run back over there and track it down. Right? And so you don't have to be perfect with the volley, you just need to reflect it back away from them. 15 love. Nope, she got me with the lob. 15 all. Let's try a body serve. Got her. And again, that's the Navratilova strategy, right? Just place that first volley in a nice spot so that you can cut the angles off when the second shot comes back. You can't do everything, right? But you can try to stop most of the replies, and they have to be perfect. They have to be perfect in order to pass you, right? Or it'll go out, or it'll get to you close enough to you that you can block it back for a winner. Oh, she got that one. Very nice. That ball was not in until it landed. Advantage Mancinelli. Try another body serve. Need to do a little more slice here. We've been mostly doing flat and top spin. There's a flat shot. Now some slice. Top spin. Flat. And we got her. And that is 3 love, Mancinelli. So we've consolidated the break. 2 holds of serve and 1 break of serve. Oh, she's not German. Is this Belgian? I guess that's Belgium. Beckert has not yet won a game, so she's going to want to try to hold serve here. There's that teleport. And usually you can just guide that ball nice and inside the line on when they teleport to the forehand side. Do a nice guide up the line to the backhand side. And usually they can't get to it, although sometimes they can. Depends on the surface. It doesn't let you swing. I don't know why. I don't know what that was. Long rally. She got me. That also looked like a carry there.
15
I should have let it replay to see it from the other angle. So carrying is when you kind of catch the ball on the end of your racket and scoop it rather than hitting it. It's illegal in tennis. Just the way it looked to me, it looked kind of like a carry. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. I don't know if the computer can even carry the ball at all based on the way the programming is. There's the teleport. And that is a winner. If you can get it to teleport like that, watch it. Like that. If you can get it to teleport and then just hit it to the other side of the court. And again, I've only ever seen it teleport to the forehand side. And you know, I don't know that I've ever seen a left-handed. I don't know that I've played any left-handed players. I don't know that it randomly generates them to see if they would teleport to their forehand side, which would be to the right side of your screen when we're facing them. 1540 double break point. So she's giving me enough short balls that a couple of times now I have been able to come in on her service game, which a lot of the other players haven't been doing. See if we can dig her into the corner a little bit. She's trying to dig me into the corner too. Another short ball. She got me. I was looking up the line. You can see, right? I punched it in there. That's a pretty good first volley. And then I was waiting up the line, and she went cross court.
30-40. Thank you.
Still break point. 30-40. Another short ball. That one was a winner. I was just trying to place that one. And I was going to go cross court with it to protect it because she's hit me on a couple of shots up to that line on my backhand side. So I was getting ready to move cross court. That move in toward the net to the forehand side was automatic by the computer. I wasn't doing that. That's sort of the movement assist. When you hit the ball, it does a couple of steps automatically both before and after the shot. So Mancinelli is dominating here, and if we continue to dominate like this, it may be time to move it to pro instead of semi-pro difficulty. 40 love. The main hesitation I have with that is, you know, these are the unranked players. When we get to the ranked players, we might have no chance. And I'd really prefer not to have to make it, like, to have it on semi-pro through the tournament, and then when we play a ranked player, a seeded player, drop it back, or play it on pro, and then when we play a seeded player, drop it back to semi-pro. That just feels kind of lame. I feel like once we move it up, I'm going to want to keep it up, but we'll see how it goes. 5 love, this is not like super exciting, and it's a lot more fun if it's closer. And I don't mind winning, you know, a set 6 love if the opponent is keeping it close, but so far, at least, this has not been anywhere near close. Oh, she's at the net. Oh, she hit it out, you see. That should have been a winner there. For her, she should have easily blocked that into the open court for a winner. Love 30. She's almost not even come close to holding her own serve. Has she even deuced me yet? Maybe once in the whole match. She keeps giving me short balls. No. So that's a nice winner, but she's done very little of that. Look at that, 20 winners against 7. If you think about the other computer opponents I've played, it's not usually this one-sided, unless it's them against me. Well, she got me there. 30 all.
30 all. Quiet, please.
That defensive lob. And that's both of her points in this game were lobs, right? That doesn't mean I'm going to stop coming into net. There we go. Third lob in a row. This time Moncinelli smashes it in for a winner. And it's now set point already. Match only 10 minutes old, and we get a second serve with a missed first serve. Yeah, I guess because I'm making these videos and I've been watching some old matches like Becker and Lendl 1989 U.S. Open and Graf and Navratilova 88 and 89 Wimbledon and stuff. I'm getting occasional, tennis stuff in my YouTube feed now. And that's this first set. So I got one pop up. It was like the 20 funniest points of all time. And, obviously some of them are kind of silly, but one of them was they were playing in a night match like this, and all of a sudden the power went out, and it was pitch black, and they couldn't play. And they had to sit there and wait. And then, the cameras, they were able to adjust the cameras so you could see a little of what was going on in the court, but they just had to sit there and wait. And then after a few minutes, I guess, the power came back on. And then there was another one where the crowd was sort of laughing. That aced? Wow. The crowd was sort of chuckling. And one of the players was like looking back and kind of raising his hands. And they said it was very awkward. They thought that somebody was in the stands on a phone or something watching an adult movie because they could hear the sounds of it, and I guess you can imagine what that sounded like. And then it turned out that actually it was somebody in an apartment. It was a small tournament, and she tried to come in there. Wasn't really passing her. It was just a cross-court shot that I got lucky with. She was looking up the line, and I went cross-court. So yeah, it was like, if you can imagine where those stands are, over where the poles are behind the stands, there was an apartment building, and it was a hot night, I guess, somebody had their windows open and was watching a grown-up movie, and you could hear it on the court. And they were like, "What? We can't." They couldn't really do anything about it, right? Because it wasn't somebody in the stands, right? It was somebody off the property in their own apartment. And so they just had to just go and start playing, and it was going on in the background. You couldn't on TV, or at least on the YouTube video, you could not hear what they were hearing. So the announcer was just explaining what was going on. So she is starting to pick up my volleys a little bit better. Why didn't she swing? I don't understand that if you're right there. Right? Look at this. She's clearly in a position where if she just took a step back, she could have swung and hit that. So I don't know why, and it won't let me swing when I do that too. So I don't know what the story is. Wow, she aced me? All right.
Quiet, please.
Well, we've each had an ace. She's finally up on her serve. 30-15. Yeah, she's got me. And she was coming in. Well, I'd like to see a little more of that. I have yet to face much of a net player, maybe 3 or 4 times in a match if it's a long, tough match. Huh. Why'd that go into the net? I don't know. I mean, no, it was red, but I've hit in the red before. It doesn't usually go into the net. I was just about to say, I wonder if the computer is going to go into the you can't beat me mode. It hasn't done it yet this match, obviously. She's got me. Oh! That reminds me of another video that popped up in my feed the other day. Like, it was supposed to be professional tennis points that make you not feel so bad about your own tennis. And there were several overhead smashes, one by Federer, actually, um,
40 love.
mostly by unnamed players, but one was Roger Federer, where he actually hit a smash like that and went right into the net. Everybody does those occasionally. The pros do it very rarely, of course, compared to people like me. We used to do that, you know, mess up like that all the time when my friends and I played doubles together. Oh, that was too far. Oh, I'm lucky that did not go out. That was way too close to the line. So Anabella Moncinelli, who won the first set 6-love in 11 minutes, is up 2-1 on serve in the second set. And Beckert needs to keep holding serve because she hasn't really had a bite on Moncinelli's serve here. Oh, I'm lucky that didn't go out. So you may be wondering, if you watch the return of serve, for me, I almost always, and I hate that I do this, but I almost always return it cross court. There's a reason. The computer usually serves up the tee, and so I have to push the joystick toward the inside of the court, right, in order to, see, the computer ran me up there. I did not run up. I had to push the joystick, so here I'm going to have to push the joystick to the left in order to get to the ball, right? And it's easier, since you're already pushing to the left, to keep pushing in that same direction for aiming the ball. At least to me. And if I try to aim it back the other way, that's when it aces me. Why didn't it let me swing there either? I don't know. Didn't even give me the dot, I don't think. 30-15. And again, it's sort of these last couple points with the serve. It feels like, okay, the computer's like, yeah, you're not going to win these points. We'll see. Feels like it's being clutch, yeah. All right, let's head in. Got her. That approach shot worked really well. That was a flat shot in the corner. We had 30 winners for Moncinelli versus just 12 for Beckert. See, there I can do it to the other side because I didn't have to run for it. And that is a nice, easy, just, it wasn't really, I should have done a drop volley there. I never do drop volleys. You have to push a second button. You've got to push the right trigger as well as the X button. And I just struggle to do both. It's the same reason I don't hit, what do you call it? I want to say hit shots with authority, but like aggressive topspin. There's an aggressive flat. The reason is you got to push the trigger. And I don't know. I struggle to do that and swing, you know, hit the proper button. That's a nice little drop shot. First one of the match for her. So I struggle to both hit the trigger and the proper button. The same reason I don't do a lot of drop shots. It just, my fingers don't want to do that. Nope, she got me again. Advantage, Beckert. So suddenly, she's become much tougher on her service game, and she's doing much better against my net play. One thing I have not been doing is varying up my strokes enough. Top spin there. Top spin there, but then we're going to go slice. Oh no, we're going to do flat there because it's faster. She still got to it. See, that was, she teleported and got to it anyway, which is very unusual. And she hit it out. Advantage, no, now deuce. That was a 21 hit rally. We haven't had super long rallies because she's given me enough short balls that I can come in and try to cut them off at the net. There again, short. Not a great volley, but it does the job. Advantage Moncinelli. Break point. Second break point of this game. So this is a much better set than the first one. We're actually trading blows here, which is what you want to see. And there's game Moncinelli. We're up a break now. So now we want to hold serve and consolidate that break. If you don't hold serve and they break right back, then it's back on serve. No, not good. Yeah, she got me there. She could go anywhere she wanted with it. A little bit of a slice. More slice. Just more slice. See what happens there. And now a flat shot. Top spin, right? And just try to vary the strokes. Oh, that's too close. It's going to go out. Oh, no, it didn't. That one went out. 15 all.
15 all.
That's out. Gotcha. I don't know what that was, because mine was green and then all of a sudden immediately flipped to red. I don't know what happened there. It's hard to see while you're playing. I'm gonna have to, watch the recording and see exactly what happened. Let's try a slice serve. Nope. 30 all.
30 all.
You see all that back and forth? I was not touching the joystick. That was the computer doing it on purpose. And now it does have a break point. Deuce.
Deuce.
See, as much as I like to win, I feel like I like it much better when it's close like this, rather than me just winning every point. Right? I don't want to. I mean, there's no point to just winning every point. But we are doing serve and volley a lot here, because when Anabella gets into trouble, her instinct and mine is to serve and volley, to play the net. And that gets us out of trouble. And we've now consolidated the break. We're up 4 games to 1. It's a single break of serve. See there, it allowed me to run backwards. A lot of times it doesn't. It like literally won't let me. I'm pulling back on the joystick and it's either standing there or running forward. And that's the movement assist. So I think little by little I'm going to want to reduce that from 80% even down more. But so far I've been doing pretty well with it the way it's set. So I'm reluctant to change it too much. That's another approach shot that didn't come back. Again, the Trabert rule, one of the Tony Trabert rules, is if you hit a good enough approach shot, you don't have to hit the volley. Again, the approach shot is the shot you're making with the intent to run in behind it and approach the net. Slice. So you can tell, if you want to watch, you can tell if she's slicing it or not, because she has a two-handed backhand. She takes, watch the slice, she takes her second hand off the racket when she does the slice. And that is a nice little sneak into the net by Beckert.
15 all.
15 all. Beckert's come in a couple of times. I wish she would do that more. It would be fun to try and hit passing shots and lobs over her head and stuff. Of course, so she reminds, what she's doing, Beckert reminds me a little bit of Wielander in his 19, I think it was 85 final against John McEnroe. Um, he took McEnroe to 5 sets, and he almost won that match. He lost the first set, then won the second and the third. And part of how he won the second and third was he started coming into net occasionally to end points. And he would sneak in on approach shots. Sometimes he would serve and volley when McEnroe didn't expect it. And the reason it worked was because he wasn't doing it on every point, right? He would once or twice a game he would be at the net, and McEnroe didn't expect him to be there, right? Because that's not normally how Wielander played. He was a clay court specialist, and he had a lot of success doing that. And I never really saw him doing that much again. He did win the Australian Open once. Don't know if he won it when it was still on grass. He once or twice he won the Australian, so maybe he did it there. I never used to get to see the Australian because of the time zone differences and stuff. That's game Moncinelli. Now we're up 5-1 and serving for the match. But even though this set might end 6-1 instead of 6-love, it was much closer and therefore much more enjoyable to play. Oh, that's not good. But we recovered. 15-love. So there's a slice shot. Oh, it didn't even let me swing. Why?
15 all.
Yeah, those moon balls are horrible. I can't judge them at all. Why was that an ace? Like, she should have gotten that. Wow. Those are like the first 2 aces I think I've ever served. Man, no matter how long I hold that button, it will not turn green. It just stays red. Well, she won me there. She won it there. Break point.
30 40. Thank you.
Well, we know what we do when we get into trouble. Serve and volley. And that's why we do that when we get into trouble.
Deuce.
And now it's match point.
Advantage.
And that is game, set, and match. Moncinelli, she has now won her second professional tournament. Take a little screenshot there of her second victory. I like to save a little souvenir, especially for this first tournament. So we had 95% first serve, 2 aces, only 89 miles an hour. I don't know why she was acing. 44 winners against 20 for Beckert, 3 on 4 serves. That's great. 16 to 20 at the net. I feel like it was at the net more than 20 times, but 16 to 20 at the net is pretty good. And if we head on out, we'll see how much XP we got, and then we will wrap up this episode, guys. I've had a lot of fun with this. We definitely want the matches, the games to be closer the way they were in the second set, right? And so if I keep cruising, I'm going to have to try putting it up on Pro, but we'll see what happens. What I may do is, I don't know if there's a way to, I wish there was a way to like export your player and then import it. I would like to export Moncinelli out of career mode and pull her in with these stats into regular mode and play her against Sharapova or somebody and just see how she does on pro level. Maybe it's safe to move it up there already. I just don't know. We have another Belgian, it looks like, Herman, if judging from the flag, who defeated the other seed in our bracket. So if we look at the quarterfinals, there are 4 seeds in the top half of the draw. All of the seeds actually made it, right? So there are 8 seeded players in these tournaments, I think, rather than 16 in a bigger tournament. And you'd expect all 8 of them to get to the final 8. So all 4 of the 4 seeds in the top half of the draw made it through, 1 and 8 and 5 and 4. But 2, 3, 6, and 7 are out, and you all have unseeded players. And it looks like the number 8 seed is going to be playing the number 4 seed in the semis, and then we're going to have 2 unseeded players in the bottom half of the draw. And so whoever gets to the final will be an unseeded player against either the number 4 or number 8 seed. Now, these aren't number 4 and 8 in the world. These are just number 4 and 8 rank of the people who entered the tournament, right? So if you're number 90 in the world and you're the highest ranked person, you'll be the number 1 seed. All right, so that's the end of this match. We've now gotten into the quarterfinals. We should have won a little bit of money by now, a few $100 probably, and get some ranking points by now, even if we get knocked out of the quarterfinals, which I hope we won't. I don't expect that we will, because this is an unranked player and should be about the same difficulty of the player we just beat. We should get some ranking points, maybe 3 or 4, that should put us in the top 900 or so in the world. We have no ranking at all yet, so that's a start. And then the next tournament or two should move us up into the top 400 or 500, depending on how we do. Until next time, folks, I am Scrapperlock, and this has been AO Tennis 2 with Anabella Moncinelli, our fictional Italian tennis player on career mode.